Danny, 5-star Silkmen showing last night. You must be delighted.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, we needed to bounce back after Saturday's game and put everything right that went wrong on Saturday. So from that perspective, it was fantastic to see. I thought the application from the first minute was outstanding. Every player on the front foot, playing with a high tempo. Just so nice to see.
To what extent do you think that Saturday's game and result played a part? Because we looked like a wounded animal at times, really, didn't we?
Yeah. That's football. That's what it brings. You know, 1 week you're up there, 1 week you're down on the floor. That's how it gets you. So it's just about responding when you need to respond, and then keeping those standards and keeping that application as high as possible. You know, personally and collectively as a group, because that's what football's about. And then trying to keep that momentum and rhythm, and just trying to compete with every team on that same level.
You made 3 changes from the side that started Saturday's game at Colville. Give us an insight into how you set the lads up.
Yeah, we made a couple of changes. I mean, obvious one was Clare coming in. He's been very, very unfortunate, really. Going back to pre-season, he had a up and down pre-season that was interrupted with illness and injury. And we all know once you've been through a pre-season that's like that, it takes you a while to get going, really. And he knew that, and I've spoken to him on many occasions that it'd be a case of him just waiting for his chance, and whenever that came, being ready and giving the best version of himself, really. So from that perspective, you know, we've had good conversations along the way, and he knows the situation, and he's been really, really patient. And we say all along it's a squad game, and we need the squad to compete and win as the league. So to have players like him to come in and take his opportunity is just fantastic to see, and I'm so happy for him, because he was a big player for us last season, and for him to have that, you know, pre-season that he's had and not really get a chance. He's been unlucky on a few games. Probably should have put him in. I'll hold my hand up there. Probably got a few decisions wrong, but that's football, and he's been patient, and fair play to him. I'm so happy for him.
We certainly enjoyed a lot of the possession in that first period, but why do you think it was that it took a late penalty for us to take the lead?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's how football goes sometimes. I mean, we created a good amount of opportunities. It was either the final ball, it was, you know, a little bit too high, you know, going in the box. It just needs to be a little bit lower, and someone had a tap in. A couple of opportunities, the shot type. Neil Kenny had a few opportunities. If he decided to, you know, take a different opportunity instead of maybe snatching at the ball, just being a little bit more calm and relaxed, he might have got a couple of goals. He had a fantastic strike that hit the bar. No one following in for the rebound. You know, that would have been another one. We got in some great positions. But I think it was only a matter of time before we did score, if I'm honest. And obviously it was nice to see Tom getting a goal.
To what extent do you think the sending off and the penalty, of course, altered the dynamics of the game?
Well, goals change games, don't they? There's no doubt about that. No matter what time of the game you score them, they change games, and sending offs change games as well. They alter everything. So it's important that, you know, ideally you want to score as early as possible, because then that makes them have to change the game plan and open up a little bit, and it probably might help us with the way we play. So in an ideal scenario you want that to happen, but it doesn't. So you just keep going, sticking to your principles and your game plan, and looking to open them up, and when you do that, get that goal, then obviously it changes the game. And you know, it was a double sucker punch for them, really, giving the penalty away and then having a man sent off, so they were up against it.
Do you think we were guilty at times of overplaying? You mentioned a minute ago about Neil Kenji's effort from range, which smashed against the crossbar, but do you think at times we almost wanted to score the perfect goal?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we spoke about that at half-time, having that extra pass, maybe just being composed in the final third, because we do it in the defensive third, the middle third. We're really composed, and we build up through the pitch, looking to get into the final third. Then we can just be a little bit overexcited, if you want to look at it that way, where we think we've got to go and score straight away, instead of just having that controlled possession and looking to pick the right pass, the right ball, to create that opportunity and that opening. So it is something we need to, you know, work on and be just mindful about when we do get in those situations. It's not always the case.
There's no VAR in this league, of course, but you'll be thankful the ref was well placed to determine Clare's header had gone over the line.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes it's you know, 50-50. You don't know what position the referee's got, or the linesman for instance, but luckily they were in the right positions, and you look back on the video and it was clearly over. It wasn't debatable or anything like that, so it was just good they were in the right positions and they got a good viewpoint of it.
And it was nice to see Harry Bower claim his first competitive goal for the club as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, excellent. You know, really pleased for him as well, because he's had to be patient. He's not really got many minutes at all. And then obviously a similar scenario to Tom Clare, really, in terms of he maybe should have got on a few times, but he's just got to be patient, and he has been. He's a great lad. He really is. Works very, very hard in training, and he's come on and he's got his goal. So you know, I'm delighted for him in that respect. And again, it's just about being part of the squad. And when you do get your opportunity, you know, take it with both hands.
To what extent does last night set a benchmark, and what can we do as a whole, as a squad, to ensure that we are more consistent in our approaches?
It's just about the application, really, and recognising what the game represents and how it looks. You know, within the first 5 or 10 minutes, you can usually get a good idea of what the opposition are looking to do, and maybe what we need to then look at trying to do to exploit their weaknesses and try and, you know, make some space. If there isn't any, can we make some? And then being composed in the final third and looking to get shots off, crosses, and just putting them under as much pressure as possible. And taking care of the ball, really. I think that's one of the main things, whether it's someone in possession, they need options, so the movement in front of them potentially needs to be better, which it probably needed to be on Saturday. Just to move players about, empty and filling spaces, just to give the opposition a problem. And then obviously off the back of that, looking after the ball, don't give it away cheaply, keep it moving, be patient, and then try and recognise where the openings may appear.
Are you happy with your squad as a whole now, or is it a case of, you know, you're still looking to improve certain areas, or is it more of a case of working with the squad we already have?
Yeah, it's just about working. I mean, we keep working with the players we've got. We've got a fantastic group of players, we really have. And there might be players that come available further down the line, we don't know. And then that's something we'd look at maybe, and then weigh up the pros and cons and see what we do off the back of that. But the squad's unbelievable, it really is. It's just about getting the best out of them, putting the best players on the pitch that we think can do the job for that in particular game, and then them taking their chances.
Great way to prepare for Saturday's Isuzu FA Trophy game against a side you'll know well in Widnes.
Yeah, we'll know them well, but we'll expect something different because we've got a new manager. So from whatever we think they were before, there'll be a different team completely, probably different setup, different ideas from a new manager. So from that point of view, it'll be completely different. So we've just got to go into it and focus in on what we can do, and what we want to get out of the game, which is obviously the win, and we'll look to put them under immense pressure at home.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.